हाईनेस रौनक यार खान साहब, किताब की कॉपी प्रोफेसर मसूद अहमद सर को, अनीता अडवाणी जी, हबीब नासिर सर को, डॉक्टर मेहताब आलम, डॉक्टर मीर सिद्दीक साहब, आप लोगों से गुजारिश है कि किताब का रस्म इजरा इन लोगों के हाथों हो चुका है, आपका इजहार करेंगी प्रोफेसर मसूद अहमद सर, तबसरा करें। के साथ अब मैं करते हुए आज तालियों के साथ है, उम्मीद है
It was lovely. It was very, very kind of His Highness Raunaq Ji to get me here, and I was privileged to come and launch it here, and I loved it absolutely. Thank you all so much for covering it.
Yeah, there are lots of memories with Rajesh Khanna ji. So let me share some memories.
Oh, they are such wonderful memories. I mean to say it's. I just can't stop talking about it. I've written almost 700 pages, and I can still write a lot. So they were beautiful.
I think you're planning to write some more, right? Like a part two type.
Yeah. So they were. He was an extraordinary man. He was not a run-of-the-mill man. Everything was so different about him. If you fall in love with him, then you can't fall for anybody else. He was that kind of a person.
Yeah. How many editions are there for this book?
This is the first one. Second.
Second, 2 editions total.
Okay.
You all must read it, so must read it, so that you all will know the real Rajesh Khanna. He was a very, very simpleton and a very, very difficult man. Same, both he was too good at it.
Yeah. When coming to cinemas from
वहाँ 25 हफ्ते 4 of his movies used to run in the same theaters, 50 weeks, 25 weeks, So they were real stars, if you ask me, that time. Now it's all a game of money and a few days.
did you see any movies in recent times?
Recent times, not really. Now we are so hooked up on Netflix and all these things. But I did see a few films. But they are lovely films. Some of them are very nice. I saw Lapata Ladies and I loved it. Very nice.
Especially in Tollywood nowadays, Pushpa is the trending one. Did you watch that?
No, I didn't, unfortunately. But I love that song.
Okay, thank you.
And I met Anita because I went to Bombay and I ran into her and ran into Mr. Khanna a long time ago. And when she came to Hyderabad, I took care of her to some extent, at least like making sure she used my car and all. And I had a place for her to stay also that time. Coincidentally, I never realized it though because I don't get into it. I have one of the biggest movie set locations in Hyderabad. I think if you put all the other, film sets or studios put together, I think I'm about 10 times bigger than all of them put together in Hyderabad. Ramoji is 60 kilometers away. That's huge, much bigger than mine, but that's far. So this is next to Film Nagar, a film I keep forgetting. It's where all the actors stay. The government promoted that area, giving plots at a cheaper rate to the film stars. So all the film stars live in Jubilee Hills, and my place is in Jubilee Hills. It's a huge area. Last time Rangastalam was shot there on 18 acres, which was a part of my set. But I never consider that because they're Telugu and somehow I don't understand all of it. Though I'm friendly with a lot of actors because they're from school and all that. And but I've never been a movie buff somehow. But I told you already that somehow, like as a kid, I used to like Rajesh Khanna. For what reason, I don't know, because I don't like anybody else. And I somehow sneer.
That kind of a person,
and I, like my friend is Nag and all that, but I never think that they're, actors. In fact, now I'm awkward with them because he used to hang around my house once upon a time. And I had a large house and he was in a kind of a joint family. So I never considered them as stars and all. And people who are fans, I kind of, like
Such a lovable
I
person.
find them like very strange, you know, fans like doing strange things like what do you call it, like hurting themselves for the star and all
Yeah,
that.
yes.
I have a lot of disdain for that.
Mm.
And I had that for the last 1 year. When I met Anita, I realized that even as a kid, even I was a bit like that.
Okay.
So it's like a nice thing or big thing for me to also launch this book with her. In fact, in the beginning, I was helping her write some of her writings to convert them into like proper grammar and full stops and comma, which I'm myself very poor in. But
I
then
told
my
him he
language
should
became
write.
so good. Yeah, she thought I was a very good writer because she saw what I
Really?
write on.
He writes
Just
very
for fun, in minutes, I write it on Facebook. But that's if nobody's telling me to write it. You know, if they tell me, then I get very
Just,
nervous.
This is the right time.
So when she told me to write that, I wrote it, but I wrote it so proper. And that section she sent me was to do with the childhood. So I wrote it, you know, in very like high language, like Shashi Tharoor style, halfway. So she said that's not right because it was meant for a child. But I said, but you're writing it as a grown up. And you're writing it as a grown up about the child. So as a grown up, you don't have to sound like a child. But she said, no, I prefer it that way. And by that time, then I got, you know, this nominated as this by my family as a 9th Nizam of the Asifjahi dynasty. Dynasty means a whole huge family which voted for me. So I had to start looking after them. So I had to like ditch her midway. And she must have been happy because anyway she was not very happy with the properness of my writing. She wanted a little mistakes here and
Yeah,
there.
no, I wanted a child to speak like a child, you know, and a child speaking like a grown up would not, you know. So
But-
I said that innocence has to be there.
But I got rejected after putting in almost about 20 days of like, you know, few hours every day. Those papers are still with me. And so it's very, you know, like still like, and then we forgot about it.
Yes.
And then she found you know, I used to send addresses of people who are publishers and all that. But eventually she did it on her own. She did it on her own and then she said that book's ready. So I said like, how come I'm not involved? So she said, no, okay, I'll come to Hyderabad and we'll do it together. Like.
Okay, anyways, all the best and thank you so much.
Pleasure, man.